The unique thing about inspiration is that it sparks a positive domino effect. Take veteran firefighter Larry Rusk. He became inspired to share his experience with post-traumatic stress disorder, known as PTSD, after seeing Daniel Alfredson come forward to champion the Royals' You Know Who I Am campaign. Alfredson's commitment to destigmatizing mental illness gave Larry the courage to step forward and explain how PTSD affects individuals working in extremely stressful work environments and their families. After 25 years of firefighting service, Larry knows the challenges of PTSD all too well. The cumulative effects of nearly losing his life several times and witnessing innocent victims lose theirs in tragic fires left him living in a personal hell that had a devastating impact on him and his family.
Too many traumas, too many deaths, and then just about losing my own life in a fire that I was trapped in. Everything changed about me, and the people who were affected most by my change was my wife and my kids, and they paid the price.
Many emergency service and military personnel suffer PTSD in silence because of a double stigma. Not only is mental illness something not talked about freely, but the nature of their professions makes many of them feel they need to portray a strong macho image at all times. Unfortunately, if PTSD is not treated properly soon after a traumatic experience, the negative effects only build over time. That's what happened to Larry, who deteriorated into a lonely abyss of depression and anxiety that brought ongoing guilt, confusion, anger, and sadness, compounded by violent recurring nightmares that left him sleep-deprived for years. Thoughts of suicide after he responded to a horrific firebombing in which 2 children were deliberately burned to death ultimately convinced him to reach out for help.
There was a lot of anger. There was a lot of rage. There was a lot of... I wasn't able to handle the simplest things to do that other people would take for granted. I couldn't do it. It was overwhelming.
Following successful treatment, Larry courageously stepped forward last October as one of the faces of the You Know Who I Am campaign in an effort to inspire others to look at mental illness in a new light or seek treatment. He's even shared his journey from despair to recovery by writing a blog on the youknowwhoiam.com website.
I figured that I've been given another chance. I've been educated, and I wanted to help other people understand, and I figured that, well, I have enough tools here now that I've been given that I can turn this negative years of my life, the struggles that I went through, that somehow or other I have to be able to help somebody somewhere. And I said right from the beginning that if I help just one other person, it'll all be worth it, and somebody somewhere will take a piece of what I say or my example, and it'll help them. I know it will.
This past fall, he spoke at the Royals' inaugural Leaders for Mental Health event, where corporate and community leaders came together to combat mental illness by raising almost $500,000 for research and treatment programs. Larry's nominator for this award said, "It took enormous courage for Larry to tell his story in such a real and personal way. It's exhausting for him to relive these events, but he's insistent on using his own personal experiences to help others in any way he can, and to help banish the stigma surrounding mental illness."
And it was Daniel Alfredson sitting right there beside me, and I knew it was okay to say all the way. And that gave me the inspiration and the courage to step out, even though it was hard. I'm not going to say it wasn't, because it is very hard to do, but it's all worth it.
So thank you, Lieutenant Rusk, for proving that our community doesn't have to suffer in silence, and that it is possible to rise from the ashes of mental illness.
I'm Larry Rusk, and now you know who I am.